Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. Welcome back to the much anticipated episode 3. Can't believe we're already 3 episodes in. But shout out to all the support that we've gotten so
Yes,
far.
sir.
But welcome back.
Real
We would like to
quick.
welcome you into the Game Talk podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Tyrese, and I'm sitting with my co-host today. Shy, what we doing? What we talking about today?
What's good? What's good? Having a lovely week. Blessings to all and everybody else having a lovely week. Of course, we're talking about sports, football, our top picks for the week, the NBA, a little bit of preseason, etc. We get into a little bit of everything. So, let's get to it.
Yes, we're excited to come before you again. Looking forward to you. We got a jam-packed episode.
We
So
do.
we're gonna hop straight into it. No more time waste. Oh, wait. Before we start, we always want to start our episodes by saying, make sure that you continue to follow us, support us, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify coming soon, Apple Podcasts is coming soon. But make sure you really look out for us on social media. As always, follow us at Game Talk with Ty. That'll be the username on all accounts. So just be on the lookout and continue to ride with us, continue to support us on this journey. Like Shah said, we got a little bit of everything for you this week. So with that being said, we just want to hop straight into it. We want to get it going. We just want to start off by recapping week 5. And the first thing that we want to talk about with week 5, we want to put Shah on the spot a little bit. He had a controversial take last week about Dak Prescott and how I said he was playing MVP level football. So we wanna give him the floor and the time. Maybe he wants to revisit that statement as the comments were eating him up. Called him called it haterish.
Hey,
We wanted to see if he was humble enough to revisit that statement as Dak Prescott once again put up another great performance, albeit against the Jets.
all
But it was
right, all
another
right,
great
all right,
performance.
all right. You're handing up. Let me just take over. I saw the comments and I defer because I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? I talked to my little, my couple of my Cowboys fans. They told me, yeah, Shy, he is playing MVP season right now. There's no other there's only like one or two other quarterbacks that you can actually name that's producing better numbers than him. And I was like, yeah, you're actually right. It ain't gonna last. Come on now, it's the Cowboys. We go
Here
through
we
this
go.
every
Here we
year.
go.
I don't give a
Listen,
damn. Call me Stephen Anthony Smith. I don't give a damn. We go through this every year. We go through this rodeo hee-haw derby every year. Every year. They don't last. Soon they get to the playoffs or if they don't make it to the playoffs, midway through the season, the statistics and the volume of play that they should be playing at it just decreases. So yes, right now, I will defer to y'all. We play MVP football right now. But will it last? Hell no.
hey,
Come on now. You can't tell me that's gonna last with Dak. They're
what,
they're 2-2-1.
2-2-1? Yes, they are, sir.
That's come on now. No.
Hey,
Better than
hey.
the Ravens, but hey,
I was
I
about to say
defer.
that. I was about to say that.
Don't
Better
do that.
better record than the
Do
Ravens.
that.
Better record than the Giants. Hey,
Don't do that.
I
Don't
have.
do that. I
Listen,
told you the Texans game, I'm done. 44-10, I'm done. Yeah, they was booing the hell out of Harbaugh. But I digress. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And like I said before, I defer. Because they've been talking to me and they told me, yeah, Shad, come on, you gotta fix that. Look at the numbers. Don't
look
be
at the
delusional.
numbers. Look at the stats.
You're a real nigga. So I was like, okay, I am a real nigga. Let me go look back at the numbers real quick.
Stop being
And
a
I
hater.
saw it, I was like, oh, damn, yeah, he is. So can't really say nothing to that.
Stop being a hater. That's what I was trying to tell you last week. Listen, I ain't saying he is the NFL MVP, but I'm saying he's playing on the levels of an NFL MVP. But I'm happy that you came around. You smelled the roses because last week, I don't know, man, I was a little haterish. It was too much hate to be spewed against how well Dak is playing right now. So, but I will follow up last week's take, and I got another hot take for you regarding the Cowboys. And this pains me. This pains me. I'm a Giants fan. I shouldn't be this enthusiastic about seeing anything the Cowboys do, especially positive. So I got another hot take for you. Cowboys gonna be a wild card team. Cowboys go to playoffs. You heard it here first. If I'm wrong, eat me up in the comments. Eat me alive. But if I'm wrong, eat me alive. But Cowboys
Cowboy
going to the
wager for you.
playoffs. Go
Cowboy
ahead.
wager for you. Let's
Go
make it
ahead.
interesting. Let's make it interesting.
What you want to do?
They make it to the playoffs. I have to get a Dak Prescott jersey, and I have to have a cowboy hat on.
And we got a live stream the playoff game. We got a live stream the playoff game and the Cowboys gear because we need the people to see this. We need the people to see it.
Fuck it. Let's get it. Live streamed, cowboy hat, Dak Prescott jersey. But yeah, okay, it's a bet. Let's make that
It's
a
a
bet
bet.
then.
It's a bet.
Wild card. No, no, how about no, not wild card. Just make it to the playoffs, period. Even if they're not in the wild card. Because you never know. We're still early in the season.
Listen, I don't think they win a division. I don't think they have a shot at that or any type of division hopes. So they're not gonna have a better record than the Lions or anybody of that
Yeah,
ilk
yeah, yeah, of course.
to have home field advantage anyway. So I don't see them with home field advantage. So yeah, they will be a wild card team. I think they will definitely secure a wild card team as a shocking surprise in the league. But that's my hot take this week is based off how they're playing, based off how Dak's playing. And this is just Dak alone. This is how much confidence I have in Dak Prescott as the way he's playing the quarterback position right now. And
Okay.
trust me, I want to be wrong. As a Giants fan, there's nothing in my soul that wants me to be right about this. But I've watched enough football. I've seen how well this team has played and how well they played, especially after that Bears game. I kept keep referencing the Bears game, but after that Bears game, I do think they have an opportunity to make the playoffs. But I'm excited to see that, and we'll definitely keep tabs on that bet, sir. Can't wait to see you in the
Definitely.
Dak Prescott jersey. You gonna do the hip motion too? You gonna
Can't get a DeMarcus Ware
no.
or
This
a
is
Dez Bryant.
no, this is for the people because the people said you were a hater. So I just wanna, get that out for the people. Start the episode off early, get it out for the people. With that being said though, shout out Dak Prescott, shout out to the comments that we did receive. And I appreciate people agreeing with me. I do. I
Yeah,
do appreciate that a lot.
of course. Because we're gonna get
So
at it in them comments. Don't think we ain't
we
gonna
for
get at
sure.
it.
We
We're
for
gonna get at
sure
it in the comments.
we definitely be active in the comments and we look forward to all the replies and keep commenting, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep watching our content. More and more is coming. But with that being said, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about a team that I don't know, just keeps I don't know, for whatever reason, they're the most confusing 4-1 team that I've ever seen in my life. After a game that I correctly predicted, by the way, shout out my predictions last week. After the Broncos defeated the Eagles last week, was reports surfaced that not only did the offense struggle in that game, but they had a reported meeting in the parking lot for about 2 hours concerning the quarterback, the disgruntled wide receiver, and a star running back.
Are we talking about the Philadelphia Eagles?
We're talking about the
I
Eagles.
did hear about that. They said they had a controversial argument
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
how many touches AJ Brown was getting.
You know, I do want to touch on that because I've been saying for basically the whole year now, this offensive coordinator looks like he's in over his head. I'm not gonna lie. He's looking like they miss Kellen Moore. That's what it's looking like. They miss Kellen Moore. Because the one thing that confuses me with the Eagles, and I'm excited to hear your take on this because I don't think we've talked about this yet. But one thing
Yeah.
that confuses me about the Eagles, right? So one week, we get, the offense is this, Jalen Hurts is that, but they win, right? So, we've been hearing all year long, AJ Brown unhappy about his targets, unhappy about his receptions, doesn't feel like he's getting the ball enough. So I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if you paid attention to it in the Denver game. Like I said last week, it's quite disturbing how much their game plan shifts. I know their offensive line hasn't been the same offensive line. They've had a lot of issues up front, a lot of injuries too. I know Lane Johnson's playing through an injury. I know Landon Dickerson is playing through an injury. I believe he's hurt. Tyler Steen, the replacement for Mekhi Becton, hasn't looked great. So they had offensive line issues pretty much the whole year. But we all know when we think of the Eagles, their bread and butter, regardless of who they have on the outside, their bread and butter has always been running the ball. So I think it's quite disturbing to me that we hear all these reports about A.J. Brown being unhappy with his targets, being unhappy with his touches, and then they come back and it they run the ball with Saquon 6 times. Not 6 times in the first quarter, not 6 times in the second half. 6 times the whole game. He only touched the ball once in the second half. I just find that interesting. I find that disturbing, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. Like, what you think about that?
I didn't even
Like,
figure
put
it out,
yourself.
man. It's like they were so well constructed as an offensive dominant team last year that I'm confused on what's going on this year. Like y'all just made it to the Super Bowl and y'all was literally kicking every team's ass last year. It was annoying to watch the Eagles because they were them dogs last year. There was the team to watch
They were the
year.
team.
And plus the team to beat last year. That's why I was like, damn, what's going on this year? What happened?
By the way,
Y'all have most of the same players. So what's going on?
by the way, I'm loving this. By the way, I'm loving
Of
it.
course you are a Giants
Loving
fan,
it. I'm
East Rutherford fan. Of
I'm
course you
enjoying
are.
every second of this dysfunction. With that being said, I do think that I don't know. I don't know what their issues are specifically. I know they have offensive coordinator problem. Like I just don't like their play designs. I don't like their route combinations. I don't think it's a well designed offense to say the least. And it makes you kind of wonder, right? Just how important and how big of an addition, or how big should I say, how big of a loss Kellen Moore was. Cause they just, I don't know. It's like last year they had an identity, It was, we're gonna get a ball to Saquon and you can't stop it. And that's gonna be our identity. And if you try to load the box, we got two dogs on the outside plus a dog at tight end. And if you think about putting 7, 8 in the box and you want to play man to man coverage, try it. Try to play man to man versus
Yeah.
our dogs on the outside.
That's what I
So
was saying. Last year
it just,
they were well constructed. It was like, damn. Like even if we like if top contenders teams played the Eagles, you would still pick the Eagles to win.
yes,
The next team up, like say if the Lions played the Eagles, like you would pick them, you would pick the Eagles. The Chiefs, you would
man,
pick the Eagles. They were so damn dominant last year.
they,
That's why I'm so
bro,
confused. And AJ Brown, you're not going to get him the ball out of all of your receivers. He was the one that was equally successful to Smith last year.
can I make another hot take on that? An interesting take. I want to see your opinion. I know they had success in the past, but is AJ Brown the type of receiver that can play with Jalen Hurts? Think about what Jalen Hurts is as a quarterback, right? Now, I could be overstating it just because of the start this season, so I want to preface it by saying that. But
Nah,
you gotta think about the
I'm
type
not
of.
even going. I'm not even gonna let you continue off of that because of last year. Y'all got to figure that shit out. Last year, you wasn't asking that question. Last year, you wasn't. You really wasn't. So y'all got to figure that out.
I mean,
Do the same
but
thing y'all was doing last year.
but we were asking that question last year. It wasn't all sunshines and rainbows in Philadelphia last year with that relationship either. You remember Brandon Graham coming out saying that, he wished that AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts relationship was better, closer, but it's not, and they were having their issues. So I don't want to say this has been a 2-year problem, a 2-year issue. This has been an issue that's built up, built up, built up, and I feel like now we're at the breaking point to where you're seeing it, and I don't know if they have the leadership in place to handle those issues. So, like I said, I don't want to overstate it because I've seen them have success,
Uh-huh.
but is AJ Brown the type of receiver that can play with Jalen Hurts? And I say that to say this. We know what type of quarterback Jalen Hurts is, right?
Uh-huh.
He likes to take care of the ball. He don't really want to force it. He don't want to put the ball in harm's way. But then we also know what type of receiver AJ Brown is. AJ Brown ain't creating 15 yards of separation every route. Like you're gonna have to throw the ball into some pretty tight areas to get him the ball because that's just the type of receiver he is. He plays physical. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be situations where you may.
he was playing physical last year. That's why I'm like, just figure it out. Like I said before, it's still early in the season, so
It
we
is
don't
still
know what
early.
we don't know what can actually change. But last year, I might just want to go to the lab and just look at y'all tape from last year. Do
Fair
whatever y'all
enough.
was doing
Fair
last
enough.
year. It was working.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting to see that, not only have they struggled passing the ball, they've struggled running the ball too. So I haven't really
They're struggled.
in all areas of offense, they've struggled.
They
So it's
literally,
like
they're literally struggling with everything right now.
with everything. Exactly. That's my
Everything.
point. That's my point to you. It's like they're struggling with everything. So it's like we could complain about AJ Brown and his targets, and we could complain about whether or not even Devontae Smith, nobody's talking about him, but he don't get the ball like that either. So we can
Yeah,
complain about every aspect
but he's
of their
getting
offense.
he's getting the ball a little bit more than AJ Brown. That's why nobody's saying nothing. But if you look at the numbers, he really
All I know
really
is
ain't getting shit. He really ain't getting nothing.
no is. Nobody's eating on that offense. You look at every game. I believe they've been outgained yardage wise in every game that they played. Yet they're 4-1. And it's just like I said, winners find a way to win. They're 4-1. I wish I was 4-1 with these issues. Yeah, I'm opposite. I'm 1-4. I'm 1-4.
Just,
Okay, so
just an update. Just an update on your game because you're playing right now.
I know,
Thursday night football.
they scored
Update on
again. Yes,
score
they scored.
17-13. So yeah,
Unfortunately, we're driving. We're driving though. We're driving. So
yeah. Off
hopefully
a
we
cliff,
can retake this lead before half.
off a damn cliff.
But with that being said, let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's go.
We want to talk about the Ravens. We definitely want to get that out the way because that is your team, and we can make the declaration. Tell me a reason why I should believe the Ravens can make the playoffs after their 1-4 start. Please, your floor is yours. You have all autonomy to go wherever you want to go. But please tell me why I should believe the Ravens are a playoff team.
Listen. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just be honest. Baltimore County, Flock Nation. It's time to hang it up. We ain't doing shit this year. If y'all watched that Texans game like I did, I am so done with this team. They have to prove me wrong. They have to change my mind at this point. That's how done I am with this team. I could have called Scotch Plains High School or Plainfield High School and let them know, yo, y'all got a game with the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all up for it? They watch football and they saw the Ravens play defense. They'd be like, hell yeah, when? What time? We'll be right there. The high school team will beat us right now. We look just as
Is that
bad
bad, huh?
because I'm a KD fan as well, right? We look just as bad as KD on the Suns last year. I swear to God. You remember the ending of the season
Hey,
last year when Phoenix was getting their ass whooped by everybody? Everybody. Phoenix was getting their ass handed to them by everybody. That's how the Baltimore Ravens
it's
look right now.
you know
It's like I don't know. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know what
give
to
them.
say. And I've told you a couple of days ago. We're gonna talk about it, but it's like, what else is there to say? We're playing the Los Angeles Rams next. What else is there to say? We're playing the Rams next. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I
with
think we got a
probably
chance against Stafford and them with Puka
probably most likely
and
probably most
Devon.
likely without Lamar. By the way, I throw that out there. Probably without Lamar as well. So
Now
you know
I would say
probably have to see Cooper Rush again.
this the last thing I'm gonna say on it. You listening? You listening good?
Oh, I'm listening.
I
I'm
mean,
excited.
is the ears working?
I'm all ears. Trust me. I love the fact that you get to bask in this misery with me.
No, we ain't the Giants. But like I was saying, we ain't the Giants. Like,
Hey, listen. In a couple more weeks,
God.
we can have a little segment, bro. We could be like, hey, who you want in the draft? We both got top 5 picks.
For us to be that low, that we're talking about picks with the New York football team. But anyway, I would say if Lamar Jackson comes back and he takes us to the playoffs after the start that we had, no, of course I don't see it, but I'm saying hypothetically. All right, I got a question for you. What would you think for Lamar if he hypothetically did that?
I would continue to think like Lamar is the best quarterback in the regular season quarterback in the league. I've always thought that. There's never been a doubt in my mind that Lamar Jackson's the best regular season quarterback in the league. But I will say, if he does it, it'll be another feather in his cap as to why he's Lamar Jackson and
Okay.
why he's amazing.
Let me tweak it. Let me tweak it. Let me tweak it. Well, if he took us to the Super Bowl this year, hypothetically, out on the after that Ravens and Texas game, come on now. That's why I'm using the
Listen,
word hypothetical a little overly heavy. That's what I'm saying. Hypothetically,
hypothetically,
what would you think of him as
I
a
will
quarterback?
say this. Hypothetically, feather in the cap of Lamar Jackson. But as long as Zach Orr is your defensive coordinator, there's no chance there's no chance
I ain't
in this
see it.
world
You
y'all
keep
see a
doing
Super
that.
Bowl.
You keep doing that. I
Listen,
said hypothetically Lamar Jackson. I didn't say hypothetically Lamar Jackson with that or defense. No, fuck the defense. We're done.
I
Miserable.
will say that. I
Cemetery
will say
turn it
this.
gone. We're done. The defense is
Listen,
garbage.
I will
I
say
could have been
this.
out there. I would have got about 200 yards on the Ravens last week. If CJ Stroud was hurt and I was the backup, me Rashad Perry would have got about 200 yards out there flinging it.
I will say I will say this. If Lamar does that, you know how I feel about Lamarvelous. If he does that, if he takes you to the Super Bowl,
Uh huh.
hey, crown him best quarterback in the league. You know how I feel about
For
that.
real, for real.
I've been saying it for a while. So crown him the best quarterback in the league. I will give him all his flowers. I will never doubt him again. He just better go win it. I want to see Lamar with a chip. So you better go win it. If you get there, he better win it. But this year, y'all have as good as a chance to get to the Super Bowl as we do.
All I
Welcome to
would
the. By
say.
the way, I just
Mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead.
All I would say, we had just as many injuries when we won Ray Lewis last Super Bowl. We literally had the
You won
it's
1-4
scary.
though.
We
You ain't
literally
start
had
1-4.
oh yeah, the slide wasn't 1-4, of course, but we literally had the same amount of injuries, which is crazy. And we was getting our ass whooped towards the halfway, the second half of the season that year. Just getting our ass whooped until the playoffs.
What I will say is this, right? We can end it off with this.
Huh?
I want to make a declaration on this pod, you know. He a Ravens fan, I'm a Giants fan. Due to our teams being so terrible, you don't ever have to hear us speak about these teams for the rest of this year. I concede. I'll talk about
Nada, baby.
anybody else. Just
Nothing.
don't make me talk about the Giants. Don't make me talk about the Giants. We can talk about anything else. I'll talk about Jackson Dart, but that's as far as I'm going with the Giants.
Everybody was
That's as
thinking
far
that.
as
No, let me rant. Let me rant.
you know what
Everybody
happened? You
was
know what happened to
thinking
the
that.
Ravens?
Everybody, they put too much hype on us. That's what they was doing. They put too much damn hype on us. We ain't give a single damn snap yet. Well, I got a Super Bowl. I got the Ravens win the Super Bowl. I want to see the Eagles and the Ravens. Shut up. Let us chill. Karma, karma, karma. Just kept pew, 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 shooting us the hell down. Jair Alexander was having an all pro
You know,
season last year on the damn Packers. I don't know where he been at.
he doing what
Yeah,
he usually
like
do.
like
Get
like
hurt.
Ty said, y'all.
Get hurt. That's why the Packers got rid of him.
I'm not talking about the Ravens no more. Unless I pick them, I ain't talking about 'em. I don't give a damn. I'm done talking about the Ravens. 44-10 is the last thing I'm gonna say about the Ravens.
Listen, with all due respect, I feel you. I feel your pain. We can move on. I won't put you through that misery no more. We lost to the Saints last week. The Saints haven't led a game all year. Somehow, some way, they find a way to beat the Giants. Yeah, you know, for me, it's just like the Giants find new ways to lose every week, and I'm just so sick of it. I mean, we start the game out dominating them, right?
I
I
was just
mean,
about to say that at the
looking
beginning of
like
the game, it looked like y'all had them.
no, we look
Not
like
gonna
world
lie,
beaters.
they were 0-4 going into that game. I was expecting for them to be 0-5 at least. No,
Everybody was expecting that. I should have known though. Classic Giants to oversell, underperform.
yeah,
Second half, 5 turnovers in a row. That's all I gotta say. We ended 5 possessions with 5 turnovers in a row. That's all I gotta say about that. Somehow, some way, the Saints haven't had a lead all year. Somehow, some way, the Saints haven't had a lead all year. Somehow, some way, they beat the Giants by more than 10 points. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm glad. I'll be happy to talk about Jackson Dart, but that'll be the only thing I reference in regards to the New York Giants for the rest of this season at least. They've taken my joy. They killed my hope. And at 1-4, you know, I'll be preparing for the draft in a couple weeks. So if anybody want to shoot a couple prospects that I have to look at playing college football right now, I'll be happy to look at that because hopefully, as always, just preparing for a top 10 pick. That's my Super Bowl every year to draft. So by this time next year, hopefully, we'll have another top rookie on the team. And
hey, hope
and
so.
that'll be the Giants. But yeah, that's my spiel on Giants. We're just bad. We're just a bad football team. So yeah, I don't want to talk about them no more. But with that being said, we'll move on. So we had a pick segment last week, and I told y'all that me and Shad from here on out going to give y'all 4 games each week where we think that we like to know that we know the outcome of the game. So
Of
if you
course.
wanna review your picks from last week, I believe
No problem.
we
No
both
problem.
had
I got it. I
both
got it
had
right
pretty
here.
interesting weeks. Pretty
Yes, sir. Like last week, of course, I picked the Giants and the Saints. So I picked the Ravens and the Texans. So then my positive picks, I was 2-2, guys. I was 2-2. I picked the Jaguars and the Chiefs because niggas thought I was crazy. Niggas thought I was insane. But the Chiefs is not the same Chief that we're accustomed to watching. That's why I picked the Jaguars. And final score was 31-28. And my other one, my other dub that got me 2-2 was the Commanders over the Chargers. Chargers, it looked like they just didn't know what to do out there. They only scored 10 points. That's very sad. Not gonna lie.
well, I ain't gonna beat up on the Chargers too much. They got major offensive line injuries right now. Both tackles is out. So I ain't really beating up on the Chargers. I will say you got lucky with that Chiefs game though, but that's a discussion for another day.
Hey, if you watch it,
Out Shout out Chris
hey,
Jones quitting on the play. Shout out him.
100 and you're walking.
No, he didn't walk. He watched. He didn't walk. He watched. He watched.
No, he. How about we're both right. He walked and watched. Trevor
All
Lawrence,
I know,
fall, get up, fall
fall,
again,
get up.
get your ass back up. Nobody's around. Can I score? And that's exactly what the hell he did.
So
That was
I
sad. Man.
was
That was sad.
yeah, that's sad. But sounds like you went 2-2. I believe I also went 2-2 last week. So
Talk to me. Talk to me. What's yours? What's yours?
the Giants L by the way, this is my last time ever picking the Giants on this show until they
Uh,
show me differently. As much as I want to have faith in this team, they kill it for me every year. My birthday is October 15th. Every year my football season's over before my birthday. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. So I will never pick the Giants again in any football game. I'm over them. I'm over it. My other loss for the week, shout out Drake May, shout out Stephon Diggs for upsetting the Bills. Didn't see that one coming, but shout out them. By the
get
way,
out of here.
Tommy DeVito makes me hate him more and more every year because we could have had Drake May, but shout out to the Tommy DeVito in the games that he did won, I
Yeah.
guess.
It is.
Unfortunately, did go 2-2, but the upset picks that I did get hit on. Broncos over the Eagles. Shout out Bo Nix. And then
Uh-huh.
Cam Ward, baby, getting his first win. I told you last week. I said they was
Mindful.
gonna do it. Hey, it don't matter how it looked, it just matters the result. Shout out my
Hey, you're
boy.
right.
Shout out the running back on the fumble. Appreciate that. Shout out the interception in the red zone that turned into a fumble that allowed the Titans to score. Appreciate that as well. Cam Ward's on the board. That's all I have to say. So with that being said, let's get into week 6. You can
Uh-huh.
start it off for me. You can start it off. Who you got?
Week 6. I'm gonna make it a little interesting for y'all. I'm picking tonight's game. I already had a visualization of picking it last week. And yeah, we do shoot our pod on either Wednesdays or Thursdays. And sometimes we're gonna shoot on Thursdays during the Thursday night football game. We did that for episode 1. I'm picking the Giants over the Eagles. Tired of the Eagles. I know a lot of homies that's Eagles fans. Third quarter, Giants 27, Eagles 17. I ain't saying that yet, but the Giants got 27 points on the Eagles right now. That's my
I've
first
s-
game.
I've seen this story already. We already know how this ends. But the Giants is going Giants. That's all I'm gonna say to that. But I appreciate you having confidence in the Giants because I don't. Let's
Nah,
get
nah,
into real
you know
football.
who. You know who. You know
No,
who.
let's get into real football. Can we get into the real football teams?
Jackson Dart.
I don't want to discuss nothing from New York. Nothing from New York. Can we get into some real football picks now?
Okay. Of
All right.
course,
So
I gotta. Let me just finish my picks. We pick 4 teams every week, every episode. That's my first. Of course, I'm a ride or die. So even if I know that we're about to get obliterated out there, I still gotta pick them. I got the Ravens over the Rams because I'm a ride or die. I'm a true fan, and it is what
listen.
it is.
At the end of the day, I think you want to lose this bet with these picks. You picking the Giants, you picking the Ravens. You want to lose, but I'll let you continue. I'll let you
First of
continue.
all, I told you first. I like teams that's winning close to home since we're from Jersey. and my favorite team is the Baltimore Ravens.
Well,
When
you
they
must
going up
also like
against
losing.
the whatever,
You must like losing bets. That's all I'm gonna say. You must like losing bets. But I'll let you pick.
if I gotta go 2-2, whoop de doo. If I gotta go 2-2, two and
You
two
better hope
equals
you
whoop de doo.
you better
Whoop.
hope you better hope you whoop de doo to 2-2. You better hope because I know you guaranteed to go 0-2. But
I'm
continue.
predicting it right now. I might go 3-1 with these picks. I might go 3-1, and I'm gonna tell y'all now, the Ravens is losing. The
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens is losing this game versus the Rams, even though I'm
See,
picking
I don't
them.
like that. No, I don't like that. You can't pick them and then say they losing. Come
I
on now.
can be
What are we
delusional.
doing here?
I admit it
What are we doing here?
that Dak Prescott was he's one of them guys right now, so I can't be delusional. But I feel as though the Dak Prescott roller coaster is gonna decline pretty soon. But
Well, you're the only person that feels like that, by the way. Just want to let you know.
we'll see.
Just want to let you know.
2-1, we'll see.
They're going to the
That
playoffs. You
brings
heard it here
me
first. They're going to the playoffs.
that actually brings me to my next pick since I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens. I also have the Browns over the Steelers. I'm a Ravens fan. That's self-explanatory. I don't gotta say shit else. Browns over Steelers. Even though we're in the
Dylan
same
Gabriel?
division, Browns over Steelers.
Dylan Gabriel? Okay, I like that. I ain't mad at it. That
Yes,
Steelers
sir.
defense? Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that either. Might tease that to be one of my picks. Might be one
All
of
right.
mine. Well, you can continue.
Giants over Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens over Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Browns over Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers over the Cowboys. I said it.
Phil, to the people listening out there, I feel like he made his picks. He made his picks with a lot of hate behind it. I feel like you just want to be right on this Dak Prescott thing so much to where you just had to go against him this week. But I'm not mad at it. I'm
Huh?
not even going to debate it because
Okay.
at the end of the day, this is a competition and I want to win and I like winning and I don't think my partner likes winning. I don't think my co-host likes winning. So
Even though we're both
I'm
2 and
not
2.
mad at him.
Even though we're both 2 and 2.
Well, it ain't gonna be 2-2 this week. That's all I'm gonna say. So, as usual, if you want real football takes, you side with me. I'm not emotional. I was emotional last week. I let my emotions get to me. This is how right I'm gonna be this week. I'm predicting 4-0. Right. So, as usual, I start off because I like underdogs. I like upsets. And
Cause you
last week I was able
hold
to
up.
hit.
How about? Cause you said I was crazy over that Jaguar and the Chief shit. I said
You
Trav
got
versus
lucky.
Fab.
You got
We gonna see.
lucky.
Taylor
You
Swift.
got lucky.
I don't even think Taylor Swift was there. I don't even
She
think she was
wasn't.
in the
But
building.
you got lucky. That's all. I will say that you got lucky. Shout out Trevor Lawrence, but you got lucky. I mean, no, shout
I
out his
wish I came.
receivers. For
I
that's
wish
what I
I came
should
from the
say. It wasn't
microwave.
Trevor Lawrence. Shout out his receivers.
Yeah. Cause that spectacular catch by Travis. Yeah, that was.
Both him and Brian Thomas made spectacular catches that Monday night. So
Definitely did.
shout out his receivers. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, if he didn't throw that, listen, it would have been a different game if Patrick Mahomes didn't throw that red zone interception and let it look like, oh my God, I
And
still
he
don't
was
understand
running
how
back
they
so
let.
slow.
Shout out,
If you watch that highlight, when
shout
he
out Devin
intercepted
Lloyd.
the ball, he was running back so damn slow. It was ridiculous. I was like, I could have caught him. Damn.
Shout out Devin Lloyd though. That was a great play. It was a great because if you rewatch the play, how he was able to even get in that area to make the pick was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
so shout out Devin Lloyd. He's having a
He was like
great
right there.
great year.
He
Yeah,
was
he's
right.
he's having a great year. He's having a great year this year. So I'll say that. I
This
like.
nigga was running. This how he was running up the field. He caught the ball, right? He caught the ball. This how slow he was running. He caught the ball. He's like, that's how slow he was running up the field. I swear to God. I'm like, yo, catch him. When the Chiefs didn't catch him, and you saw, I don't know who number 80 is on the Chiefs wide receivers team. Number 80, whoever that is, he was almost catching him, and then one of the DBs pushed him out of bounds, and he tried to come back in, but his energy to come back in was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
literally
traps
his
after
energy
that.
when he was like trying to come back in. It was like, yeah.
You could definitely tell the difference between a person trying to make a tackle and a person not trying to make a tackle. And that's what I will say is that
Definitely.
at the end of that play,
Chris
at the end of that
Jones.
play,
Oh, excuse me.
that was rough. That was rough on Chris Jones' part. But what I will say is shout out Jacksonville for pulling the upset. The upset nobody seen coming. But let's get into my picks. Let's get into my picks.
Okay,
You
talk
know,
to
I'm gonna
me.
start
Talk to
off.
me.
I'm gonna start off with speaking of your Jaguars, since you just like to pick them all of a sudden.
No, it's
Seattle.
really yo.
Seattle's going.
It's really Travis Hunter. I'm a fan of Travis Hunter. That's all.
No,
It's
I
really that.
understand. I feel like
I'm gonna
everybody
just
who
be
watches
honest.
the
I really know people on Jacksonville, but Travis Hunter, I was watching him at Colorado. I was watching him in JUCO. I was really like following him throughout his career type shit. So yeah, I'm a
you call
Travis Hunter.
Jackson State JUCO? You call Jackson State a JUCO? Ain't no dang JUCO.
Sorta, kinda, sorta. Let's be real.
But with that being said, like I said, speaking of your Jacksonville Jaguars, and I like Travis Hunter a lot. I do. I'm a Travis Hunter fan, but he losing Sunday because I got the Seahawks, and Seahawks going to invade Jacksonville. I think. I think the way they lost against the Buccaneers, the way Sam Darnold's playing right now, I feel like light work, light work. Yeah, it's gonna be
Do
that.
you know this? Do
Seahawks
you
over
know this home
Jackson.
or away? That game.
Seahawks on the road. Seahawks on the road.
And that'll be a
Seahawks is
tough
on the
road
road
game.
against
That's gonna be a tough
Jacksonville.
road game. But we'll see. We'll see. I
Not
digress.
really. Not really. It's Jacksonville. Nobody really showing up. But it ain't like they playing in Seattle. Seattle, that's a tough road game for Jacksonville. It's levels to this fandom stuff. So I got
Yeah.
Seattle for sure. That's my first for sure fire pick. Like I said, I want to
Okay.
win. I ain't trying to lose. I got Buccaneers over the 49ers. That's my second game. Nothing really has to be said. Now, don't get me wrong. Mac Jones is balling right now. Mac Jones is having a resurgent career moment right now in San Francisco. But I gotta give it to Baker, bro. Listen, every week we say the same thing about Baker Mayfield. Game on the line right now. Game on the line right now. He the only quarterback I want with the ball in his hands. Outside of like Patrick Mahomes or somebody. Right now, Baker Mayfield is you heard it here first. Right now, Baker Mayfield is my NFL MVP. I love the way he's playing. By the way, shout out to the rookie wide receiver that they got. Oh my God. Emeka Abuka? He is disgusting. Nobody's giving him enough praise, but he is truly elite. Oh my God, I love him. And I think he's made the Mike Evans injury and the Chris Godwin return, the slow return from his injury, minimized so much by his play. So I just do want to give him his flowers as
You know
far
who
as how good he's played.
you know who he's playing similar to? Like I looked at the numbers. Like remember Zay Flowers, not to be biased, the Baltimore Ravens, Zay Flowers rookie season. He has the same type of numbers right now. Like he's on pace to have the same type of number.
He's a better receiver than Zay Flowers right now.
Right now,
You
yes.
know
But
how I
I'm
feel about Zay Flowers.
talking about last year. I'm not talking about this year. I'm
Well,
talking about last.
you know how I feel about Zay Flowers. You know how I feel about it. I told you we had this conversation off pod. If you want to
If you
bring it
feel
to the
that way
pod,
about Zay
we can talk
Flowers,
about it.
I feel that way about Malik Neighbors.
See, that's the hating stuff I be talking about. You don't need, come on, bro. Come on. You know Malik. You know Malik is elite. And he can't speak for himself right now because he's hurt. But you know Malik is elite. But as I was saying, Buccaneers over the 49ers, right? And then you listen, we all love upsets. I love upsets. You love upsets. So why not? Why not?
That's what I'm
Why
talking about.
not?
Why not, nigga?
Browns over Steelers. This is my
That's
wild
why you
card
my
pick right
nigga.
here.
That's why you my nigga. You not my just my cousin, my family. That's why you my nigga. That's why you my nigga.
Browns over Steelers. You heard it. You heard it here. I'm going with it. He touched on it earlier.
Browns over Steelers.
I like the
We
matchup.
talking.
I
We
think
talking inning. We talking inning.
listen, Myles Garrett is going to give Aaron Rodgers problems. He's going to give him so many
Yo,
problems.
Yo, there was a
I think
Instagram video. Let me cut you off real quick. I'm gonna keep it real quick. There was a video of this Hall of Famer linebacker. You would know who he is, but he was getting asked questions at a sporting event, and he said, "Who's better, Myles Garrett or Michael Parsons?" He was like, "Bro, to be honest, right
yeah.
now they're playing at a like I can't tell you who's better." Because people keep sleeping on Myles Garrett. All this Michael Parsons stuff because of the Cowboys. But Myles Garrett is still that guy. Like, he's still scary. That 95 coming off the edge, that's a nightmare.
So I will agree with you. He's the scariest defensive player
What you looking at?
in the
What you
league
looking
right
at? What's
now.
the updated
So
score? I see you looking. What's the updated score?
I don't. No. We're not gonna talk about it. It's something bad happened. We ain't even gonna talk about it. We're just gonna disregard
No,
it.
I'm just saying, what's the
But
score?
we're
Is
gonna
it
get
still
back to the picks.
27-17 now?
Oh, it was 27-17 Giants.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Long as it's still that, because that's
27-17
what I'm looking
Giants.
at. I have the live,
But I got
project screen right now. That's why I asked.
but yeah, I got the Browns over the Steelers for sure.
Huh?
For sure, fire pick, right? And then we gonna touch on it, right?
Huh?
I don't know, man. Something about this team right now, where they playing, and the juice that win gave them last week, right? We're gonna go. Why not beat a consistent well, right? Now I could be an idiot. I could have too much faith in this team. I just like Cam Ward. Similarly to how you like Travis Hunter, I like Cam Ward.
Who they playing?
I got him getting they playing the Raiders this week, and I got him getting his second win. Because why not? I got Titans over the Raiders.
I can't disagree with that. Because Geno
So
Smith is not
my
Seattle Geno Smith right now. Not.
I don't know. Listen, Gino good for about 2 weeks, 2 picks a game this year. So I got why not Kim? Why not? Why can't he go on the road and get me another win? So I feel like I'm the Titans' good luck charm right now, right? So I got the Titans over the Raiders. So just to recap, just to remind everybody who I picked, right? So we started off Seahawks over the Jaguars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we came down, we said Buccaneers over the 49ers, right? Then my upset of the week, because I love upsets, I got Browns over the Steelers. And then we capping it with Titans over the Raiders. So just to recap everybody,
All right.
this is a
Mind
pick segment we do
if I
every
give my
week.
recap as well, just so the fans won't
Yeah,
forget?
my fault. Yeah, go ahead.
And I got
Go
the
ahead.
Giants. I got the Giants over the Eagles. I know the Eagles is the better team, but I like to go with the underdog. I love to go with the underdog. Nobody expecting Giants to win tonight, but they up by 10 points right now in the third quarter. Also, I have the Ravens over the Rams. That's my team, ride or die. I don't care what y'all say. Like, I still have to stick by my team, whether I like it or not.
We're going to see.
I have the
We're going to see
Browns
where
over
that
the
takes you,
Steelers,
buddy.
my nigga. Browns over the Steelers, and I have the Panthers over the Cowboys.
We're going to see where that takes you.
Bryce Young.
But you really are a Cowboys hater. You ain't even mad at it though. Own it. I just want you to own it. Say it right now. You're a Cowboys hater.
Down. Yes, call me Stephen
But all
Anthony.
right, I'll call you. Listen, we just appreciate good football itself. The fact that
We
he
do.
can't admit Dak is playing good right now is crazy.
That's why I told you I can't be delusional. Like, he is playing MVP football. I looked at the stats. I corrected myself. But
Okay.
the roller
But like
coaster
I
is going
said,
down. You know what I'm saying? This ride is about to end. You
recapping
know
the
what I'm saying?
segment, right? This is our picks. You really can't even hide the hate now. You really can't even hide it no more, huh? As I was saying, this is the pick segment, right? We do four games a week. We have a little side wager that we're still determining what the winner has for the loser.
And
But
I'm gonna let
we're
y'all
gonna keep
know. I'm
tallying
gonna
it
let
up
y'all know
every
real
week to
quick.
see who.
Me and my partner, when we talk about it, that little side wager by the end of the season, I'll say by the end of the football season, we're gonna have a little wager set for y'all for next episode. I would say.
Of course. So we're gonna get that out the way for sure. But we're gonna keep tallying it up every week to see who does what and where we end up as far as
Yes,
picks
sir.
wise and record wise. So what I will say is stay tuned for that. But let's keep it rolling. So yeah, as we were saying, man, what's your thoughts on Asia Wilson and her performance? As she hit the game winner last night. Great performance, dominating this playoff run, by the way.
Game winner. Like, she's just been like the go-to person, like a LeBron, a Kevin Durant, a Stephen Curry. She's been that go-to person that you give the ball to her, she's going to finish the game, and she shows you time and time again throughout the years that she's a finisher. So why not have the ball in her hands? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If you look at the clip, it was a bad shot. Like, she jumped off the off foot and still made the game winner. She jumped off the off foot.
I ain't even gonna say it was a bad shot. What I will say is that she's just so amazing to where, I only want her taking that shot in this possession. But what I will say about the WNBA finals as a whole, I'm kind of surprised that we have these two teams in the finals right now. I did not have Vegas here. I did not have Phoenix here. I honestly thought we were gonna get a rematch of last year. I thought it could have been another potential Minnesota New York finals. So the fact that they are here is pretty incredible. What I will say though, which I don't like. Oh, by the way, shout out Asia because she's doing all of this against a first team all defensive caliber player, person that finished top 3 in MVP votes, I believe top 3 in the defensive player of the year award ranking. So she's doing this all against Alyssa Thomas. So
Yeah,
she's playing amazing. But what I will say about, the officiating and how the game is being called, I do think it works out in the favor of Las Vegas, right? Phoenix were able to get here because they're a more physical, more aggressive team. That's why Minnesota had their complaints last round and the way they were complaining about the officials. So I do think the game is being called differently in favor
yeah,
of Vegas. So because Phoenix hasn't been able to play their physical style of brand and which caters to their best players, I feel their best players are more aggressive, more downhill, and Kalia Copper, Satu, Alyssa Thomas, like the physicality of the game caters to how they play better. So because they haven't been able to play the same in the WNBA finals, which I don't think they get here, I don't think they get to the finals without the game being called the way that it was called the first 2 rounds for them. So the fact that it's being called differently, and I do think that's because of the ongoing outrage from the players and the fans and all this different type of stuff, which I'm not gonna say it wasn't a problem, but I will admit to it being favorable for Phoenix. So I do want to touch on that point because with Satu being out for game 4, I really do think this series is over, unfortunately. And I didn't necessarily think it was going to be that way coming in. Like I did think it was going to go at least 6 in favor of Vegas. I did have Vegas winning once we knew what the two teams were. But I don't know, man. I think game 1 changed that whole series, in my opinion. The fact that Phoenix wandered game 1 and they just haven't been able to recover since.
yeah.
Right now, Vegas is playing great
Yeah,
basketball right
it's
now.
like they
Asia
can't find,
Wilson
yeah,
is
no
playing great
answer for
basketball,
yeah.
and they have no answer for Asia, and it's pretty it just goes to show that everybody wants to talk about who the best player in the league, whether it's Nafisa, whether it's Brianna Stewart. I think Asia is showing you why she's the best player by far. She's having her LeBron James Miami Heat run right now. She's having her Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls run right now. Like it's everybody else and then it's Asia. And I think she's the baddest woman to touch the
And
ball
the
right now.
crazy part is half of her points last night or the past game was free throws. She was 11 for 12. Like she kept getting fouled. She had 34 points. She was 11 for 20 in field goal range. She hit 1 3 on 3 attempts. She was 11 for 12 from free throw line with 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks in 38 minutes.
Listen, she is dominating every aspect of the game. Without Satu, it was gonna be a hard time winning the game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they don't have Satu, Phoenix has no shot, in my opinion.
Yo,
No
Asia
shot.
Wilson, I'm gonna keep saying it. Asia Wilson. Make sure I say that name right. Asia Wilson. She's that.
You think she's the
She
GOAT?
you
You
can't
think she the
mock.
GOAT?
I wouldn't get mad at somebody saying that she's the GOAT. Like, just look her up. Look at all the
I'm
stats,
not
everything she's done. Like she's the GOAT right now. Like, or overall, she's the GOAT. My favorite WNBA player is Candace Parker. That's why I fell in love with her game first. But Asia Wilson, just like my favorite player is Kevin Durant, but my GOAT is Michael Jordan. I can't be delusional to the fact that she's nice as hell. Like even though my GOAT is Michael Jordan, I can't be delusional to the fact that there is a LeBron James that exists. Like hell no. If you say LeBron James is your GOAT, so be it. I can't argue that. I can't even call you crazy, like, nah, this, and that. His stats have an argument, just like Asia Wilson's stats have an argument. A lot of people say Cheryl Swoops, that's their GOAT. But at this point, we never had a four-time MVP. We never had a four-time MVP in the WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association. Never. So,
Well,
hey,
I will say this. Right? She's not my GOAT of all time because I did watch Maya Moore play, and Maya Moore is my GOAT. Maya Moore, I know she did get a chance to finish out her career. She retired early. She won 50% of the time she was in the WNBA. So I'm gonna just leave it right there. Now, Asia has a case. Don't get me wrong. Asia has a case because she impacts the floor on both ends in ways I don't think Maya did defensively. That does not to take away from what Maya did. Maya was a winner. Maya was a bucket. Now, Asia, she keeps playing at this pace. Give it about another 2-3 years at this rate. I do think she could potentially be the GOAT, the best player of all time. And that's remarkable at this point because, like I said, I feel sorry for Bam. That's all I'm going to say. Because if they do end up having kids together and they do end up taking their relationship to the next level, there's really no argument as far as like, career as to what Bam could bring to the table versus her. He
nothing.
might not have room for any trophies that he win because she's just that dominant. But she's next level. She's next level. Honestly, she's next level.
Yeah.
The fluidity to how she plays and the style in the which she dominates is just
Mm-hmm.
is nothing on the floor she can't do, and that's a credit to her because
Yeah.
she's dominant. And I'm
She's had,
telling you. She's showing you there's levels to this.
and
It's
I didn't even expect it.
everybody
That's the thing. I didn't expect.
everybody that you put on her level, she's showing you I'm a step or two, maybe 3 steps ahead of everybody else. I mean, listen, Vegas looked dead in the water early in this year. Outside of that win streak, I wasn't even sure if they was going to make the playoffs, let alone make the finals. So credit to Becky Hammond too for turning the season around and making the adjustment for bringing Jewel Lloyd off the bench,
Mm-hmm.
which was credit to her because I know that's a tough conversation to have with a player that's been a star in this league and been dominant in this league and pretty much started her whole time in this league. So I know that was a tough conversation to have, but shout out to her because that adjustment has
Yeah.
worked wonders for that team and that roster. So I will say that they have benefited from a lot of great coaching decisions. They benefited from Asia Wilson basically showing the world that she's the best player in the league, especially the second half of the year. She's the best player in the league and there's nobody close. One other thing I do want to touch on though, because I saw this being debated earlier, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how you feel about it,
Uh-huh.
but the WNBA all defensive teams were released today, right? And something interesting took place with the selections. Now, there were no quote unquote backcourt guards picked. I thought that was quite interesting. So I wanted to get your opinion on it. Like, we're moving into this realm of like positionless basketball. Do you think there's a way to bring back the relevancy of a guard and acknowledge what they do defensively? Because I feel like they get overlooked a lot. Even in the NBA at times too. Like we always talk about defenders, wing defenders, and all this different type of stuff. But I feel like guards don't get enough credit for what they do defensively. And as you saw with the WNBA team, they basically picked all forwards, all wings, and bigs, essentially. I just thought that was interesting. What's your thoughts?
I mean, there's always going to be a list that you don't agree with. Like last week on our episode when we
I'm
talked
not
about,
saying, whoa. I'm not saying where we're starting favor height and athleticism over.
we have better defensive guards. Not to be sexist or biased, but it's a true fact. We have better defensive guards in the actual NBA, the men's,
I don't
than
know.
the
I don't
WNBA.
agree with that. I don't agree with that. I feel like it's even, definitely even as far as like guards playing defense in both leagues. I just think it was interesting that a guard wasn't selected for the all defensive team. Neither one
And
of the all
then
defensive teams.
it should be hard for you to agree with it because we see it this year. It's happening right in front of your face.
Nah, I think in a league, I think the versatility of a taller wing, of a big, outshadows the impact of an on-ball defensive guard. And that's really what I want to touch on, you know? Like the versatility that they do bring, I guess you could say they are a little bit more important per se, just because, would I rather have in the WNBA case, would I rather have a 5'8" guard, or would I rather have a 6', 6'1" wing that can pretty much do the same thing. Maybe a little slower, but essentially they make up for it with their height and their wingspan. So I think their versatility is outweighs kind of
Mhm.
some of the impact that the shine that I think that outshines the defensive ability of a guard. So I will say that, and that's why I thought it was quite interesting that you know we had a situation where guards weren't shown no love, and I believe it was Lexi Brown who pointed this out. I was watching her podcast earlier, and I wanted to bring it to the pod to see what you thought because I thought it was interesting as well. It's like the guards, I don't know, the guards need a little bit more love. I'm a sure guard myself, so I don't like when
WNBA,
guards don't get the
the
love that they
W
deserve.
listen, the WNBA needs a little bit more love, you know?
In
It's
general, yes. In general,
yeah,
yes.
in general. So, it's like you could get mad at the list, you can have your thoughts on it, but who's really viewing it like they should be viewing it, you know what I'm saying? Since Caitlin Clark came along, I don't know if you saw the report, the Fever, their views went down
Hmm.
a crazy amount just because she's injured. So it's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot of people
We
don't
know,
even
we know.
like know it, and it's a known fact, and it's not to throw shade on WNBA, but you can't sit here and tell me you know more WNBA player names than NBA player names. Like it's just not true. But
Well,
for the fans that like it,
I
then
mean, we don't have to get into the popularity aspect of it.
no, I'm bringing a
We know that
popularity aspect in it
they're
because
underperforming.
this why I'm bringing a popularity aspect into it because it's like yeah, there are guards that's playing like that are making good defensive stops, but what are their names and how you know what I'm saying? They're not really known like the bigs and the stretch fours and small forwards, power forwards, and centers. That's what I'm saying. So you can't really get mad. That's my thoughts on it. You can't get really get mad like that because there's only fewer shooting guards and point guards that's known compared to the small forwards and power forwards that's known, especially in the WNBA
Well,
constructed right now.
I'm not gonna say that. But what I will say is that,
I'm
going
saying that.
forward, I just want a little bit more love for the guards. That's it. In both leagues. That's all.
Uh,
Every time we talk about the best defender debates, we always just kind of leave them out. So I kind of do want to give them a little bit more shine, a little bit more praise about what they do on the floor. So with that being said, we can move on. We can move on. NBA preseason has started, right? What's your early impressions? Is there anything that popped out to you
I
so
mean, not
far in this
much.
early season?
Like the fans gonna agree with what I'm about to say. There's not much to talk on a preseason because it's the preseason. Like, come on now, can't say too much
So
on.
nothing stood out to you. I
No,
mean, you
no,
said you're a
I want
KD
to
fan
see what
earlier.
I saw.
You don't want to talk about the Rockets.
The Rockets they dropped 140 versus the Jazz 129, and KD had 20 points. Amen. Thompson had 19. You know, Sangul I think he had 11 and 12. But it's like I need to see this in a regular season game. If y'all don't produce this in a regular season game, what's the point? Oh, yes, yeah, KD
I
dropped 20 at
I want to
half.
revisit.
He looked, it looked good. Everything looked good, but it's like I need to see the first regular season game. But I got my Rockets
Fair
going all the
enough.
way. Not my Rockets, KD on the Rockets going all the way.
We don't want to we don't want to disclose that yet. We don't want to disclose
Yeah,
picks about. We'll get into it. Don't worry. We'll get into it, guys. Don't worry. We know the
definitely.
NBA season is around the corner.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a special NBA preview pod specifically centered around the NBA. But we don't want to get into it yet. We want to save a little bit for you. But I do want to revisit a take that I had last week, right? And I got some flack for it. I did. I got some flack by saying Cooper Flag shouldn't be ranked the 52nd best player in the league because he hasn't played basketball. I want to revisit that statement. As you can see, like I told you then, and I told you now, I'm a Duke Blue Devils fan. I'm a fan of Cooper Flag. There's no hate when I said this. I just feel like you should play a basketball game before you get ranked. But I do
that
want to revisit that
and
take because
that's honestly how I'm going about the preseason. I need them to play an actual NBA game. Same thing. That's
fair
basically what
enough.
I'm saying. I just need them to play an actual game. All right, now I can say something about
I do want to shout out the rookies though. The rookies specifically Cooper and Ace Bailey. They've looked good in their debuts so far. So that's why I wanted to revisit that tape because I just want to let you know. I want to let you know. I'm not hating. I'm not saying he can't eventually be higher than the 52nd best player or even in the season at the 52nd best player. I was just saying he hadn't played a game. I don't feel like he should be ranked that high against ahead of All Stars. He was ranked ahead of people that made the All Star team last year. I just don't feel like that was a logical ranking for Cooper. But what I will say is that he got that Dallas team looking good. And hot take, we don't have to get into it too much, but
it. Yeah.
I got Houston as my third best team in Texas right now. I will say that.
I would heavily
But Houston's
disagree.
my third best team in Texas.
I would heavily disagree, and we'll have to wait for the season for me to prove you wrong.
All I needed to see was Cooper's impact on the game and the way the Mavericks want to use him. And I feel like they have the pieces, they have the depth, they have the bigs, they got the wings. And all they need is Kyrie coming back healthy. So if they can stay afloat until Kyrie recovers from his ACL, I really do truly do like the Mavs this year. And I do like Wemby this year. I do like Wemby, what the Spurs is doing over there this year. But also, I want to give a shout out to Khalil Ware. I'm a Heat fan. Just want to let
It
the pod know.
be the work last night.
Boy. Listen, I don't know what it is about these Wembyama matchups for Khalil Ware, but he gave Wemby the business last night. The business. 29, and 12. Step back threes. I mean, hook shots. I mean, driving to the basket off the. He did just about everything. Post work. Woo! Dominated the game. So I just want to give a shout out to Khalil. But the NBA preseason, it's not really too much to talk about it, but we did want to touch on it just a little bit. Like I said, we got more future talk about the NBA coming down the line once it get closer to the regular season. Because like my co-host said, we do want to just see regular season games before we start formulating opinions on some of these teams. But I will say I do like what Dallas got going over there. I like Ace. I like that performance yesterday. He showed me a lot. So all in all, it's been a pretty interesting start to preseason. But we want to introduce a new segment this week, right? So we was going to do our top performers, and we want to just give a little insight on whether it was a player, whether it was a team, whatever. We just want to throw some flowers because we like giving appreciation on this show. So we want to talk about who we thought had a top performance last week. So we can start out with you. Who you got as a top performer?
Hey, to be honest, in the NFL, tough one.
Don't gotta be just the NFL though. Just want to preface that by saying it could be anybody. It could be anything. It don't even have to be sports. If you just want to, we just want to preface by saying that as well. But we do want to give a shout out to some top performances, some things that we just want to highlight. We want to talk about.
My top performer is going to have to be Baker Mayfield of the NFL. When they played the Seahawks this past week, hey, bro had 379 passing yards, 2 TDs, and 0 interceptions, had a 134 passing rating on an 87.9 passer completion. I feel like he was balling out versus Seahawks. For real. And that rookie wide receiver.
No, he was balling. He was
helping Baker in every way he needed because Mike Evans is out right now. That would be my top performer of the week.
I ain't mad at that.
Baker Mayfield.
I'm not mad at that. Like I told you, I got Baker as my NFL MVP right now. If the NFL season ended today, I would want Baker to be my NFL MVP. He's my favorite quarterback to watch at this very moment, just because of how he's playing football right now. My top performer of the week this week it's a combo performance. I will say that I want to give a shout out to two brothers that single-handedly messed up my pick last week, pulled off an upset that I don't think I seen coming. But I do want to give a shout out to Drake May and Steph Diggs.
Okay.
The performance they put on Sunday night, how they were able to dismantle the Bills.
Josh Allen and
Drake
the
May
Bills.
ultimately leading them down the field for that game winning drive that he had. Drake May looks amazing this year. He looks great this year. I love the way he's balling this year. And while albeit he didn't throw a touchdown pass per se, he didn't necessarily need to, is what I will add. If you watch the game, you understand how great Drake May was making plays outside of the pocket, making plays on third down, but just how good he looked overall for that Patriots team. And I think that could be a type of win that could propel the Patriots to do great things this year. And Steph Diggs finally having his coming out party with the Patriots as well, and showing you why he's still that guy. Because I know there's been a lot of questions about whether Steph Diggs still had it. But he's showing you, not only do I have it, I can still be a number one receiver. And he came through big with his 10 receptions and 146 yards. So I want to give a shout out to that combo performance because I think that's the type of win that really can, okay, shows the Patriots team as a whole what they have in Drake May. And I think Drake May showed the world what he can be. I feel like he was a quarterback that didn't get enough credit, didn't get talked about enough from that
Yeah,
draft
'cause
class
it's
from
the
last year.
Patriots. That's why. It's like when you went there, it's like they were on a reconstruction mission anyway, so it was kind of hard for him to get talked about. But he is a pretty decent, nice quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Yes, yes, he is.
when just like I said the shit about Dak Prescott, MVP caliber season. I admit that, but it's not getting talked about enough because they're 2-2-1.
But I will say that Drake May also has been playing really great this year, even outside of this game, and I don't feel like he's been given enough credit. And as a Giants fan, I know we have Jackson Dart right now, but I think Drake May has the ceiling to be a top 5 quarterback in this league. And out of that draft class, if it wasn't gonna be Jaden Daniels, then I wanted Drake May as my quarterback, but unfortunately, Tommy DeVito gave us wins we didn't need. But it is what it is. But shout out to that performance because I did think that as a duo, they performed well on national TV and really showed
Oh,
the
definitely.
league what they can be. That was our performance, top performers of the week. Before we get out of here, though, I was supposed to touch on this earlier. Quick predictions. Quick predictions. We don't have to talk about it too long. But through the 5 weeks now, week 6 is starting with the Thursday night football game that's on right now. Through 5 weeks, who's your favorites to make the Super Bowl if you had to choose?
If I had to choose.
Come closer. Come closer.
Damn, if I had to choose, this is an honest, I don't know as far as the NFL right now. Teams are losing unexpectedly
Hold
when
on.
I
Hold on.
don't.
Hold on.
So to be honest, as I'm looking through my stats and everything and the records by season 5, still halfway in the season, we still have a lot of time, a lot of games that's not have been played yet. So I have Baker and the Bucks. I would love to pick the Ravens, but I would be crazy
That
in that.
ship's out. That
Yeah,
ship's out after week 1. It's over. It's
if-
wraps.
nah,
No thought.
that ship sailed after the Chiefs game. The
No, after
Texans
week 1.
game, no.
After week
As
1.
a Ravens fan, you shut the hell up and let me tell you when it sailed. I can't say nothing to a Giants fan if they tell me when they ship sailed. Our ship sailed after the Chiefs game. That's why we were so horrible in the Texans game. But I digress. Because my picks for the Super Bowl this year, at this point in the season, it would have to be the Buccaneers and the Bills.
I'm not mad at that. Now, anybody but the Eagles. That's what I'm gonna say. Anybody but the Eagles. Nah, all right. Let me be serious.
Hey,
All
be
right,
honest. Don't sugarcoat.
realistically,
Be honest. Be honest.
don't sugarcoat it. I got the
No.
Lions. I got the Lions out of the
Okay.
NFC. I
Okay.
like the way they play it. Now, I like the Bucks pick. I like a couple teams out of NFC. NFC's a little tougher than the AFC for me. I do think that like 4 or 5 teams got a chance out of the NFC between the Lions, between the Bucks, between the Eagles, between the Packers, the Rams as well. So either one of those options really could make it, and I wouldn't be surprised. But if you had to, now this is subject to change. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to pick right now, I got the Lions. I think the Lions are the best team, playing the best.
Who you
Look
have
like
on my
they haven't. I was about to get into that. They look like they haven't missed a beat since losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. And I will say they're probably like another solid defensive move away from being like surefire. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. But I got the Lions, and then AOC. It's really hard to pick against Josh Allen right now. I know they're coming off a loss, but it's like, I don't know who his competition in the AFC right now is. And I would say the Chargers, but if they didn't have all their offensive line injuries, then I would be more in the Chargers camp. But
Yeah.
I think this is the year. Like, I think this is the year Josh Allen defies odds. And I hate to say he gets to a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson. but unfortunately, I do think he gets there before Lamar. And I think if all do I think they're the best team in the AFC talent wise? No. I just think they have a Josh Allen, and that'd be their advantage to get to the Super Bowl. But I do think whoever they go up against end up losing. So I will say that. But any final thoughts you want to add to the show? To the pod this week?
No, just get ready for the sweep, the WNBA sweep. The Aces start to finish out. I got Baker Mayfield making it far in the playoffs, and Ravens ain't going nowhere this season. So I might as well get prepared for next season. So that's my final
Hey,
thought.
if you want the roadmap on how to deal with a lost season in football and how to just release and come to basketball, I got you. I've been going through it for about a decade now. So if you want any advice, I got you.
Good, because it's only for this year. It's not for the past years. It's only for this year.
Hey, I as a Giants fan, this is how it starts. I said the same thing. And 10 years later, we're here. But with all due respect, as I mentioned earlier,
hmm
I'm no longer talking about the Giants on this podcast. Anything related to the Giants will have to do with Jackson Dart, and that's what I will say. Uh, I unfortunately my Yankees lost, so I don't have baseball to distract me right now. So I really do have to wait till basketball season officially starts in about another 2 weeks from now, or but yeah, I think 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. Can't wait. Looking forward to opening night. I'll be fully locked into basketball. I'm really looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of big names taking big steps, a lot of players taking big steps, and I really am looking forward to the season. So, man, another great episode, another great
Of course.
accomplished a lot this episode. We 3 episodes in, so just keep following us. Keep keep just stay with us on this journey. Like I said, we're gonna keep growing. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. Keep commenting. Keep liking our videos. Follow us on all platforms. The social media be linked at the end of the video, but I'm gonna tell you as I started the video, I'm gonna tell you, game talk with Todd. Just continue to support us, continue to watch us. We appreciate the love. As always, we end it by saying, we couldn't do anything without God, and we just give God all the glory. So keep God first. God bless, man. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you.
Sir.